Hey, happy 2020. I am so glad to be back here in Miami. Not that I didn't absolutely love my time with my family back in Minneapolis, but I just love this Florida weather this time of year. I want to take today's topic. I want to talk about how to start the new year off right, mentally, getting in the right mindset. We've all made some New Year's goals, I would imagine, and all of us are trying to create a better version of ourselves. At least I hope we are. And just talking about New Year's resolutions, I just want everyone to understand that without making some change, without embracing a level of accountability and determination and being willing to sacrifice, if you're not able to get your head around those things, the likelihood of you having any kind of a meaningful success in your New Year's resolution is probably going to be pretty minimal, right? And it's true in anything. New Year's resolutions or not. Some people make changes on their birthday. New Year's resolution, doesn't matter, right? Understand, you have to have movement in order for something to change. And you've got to own it, and there's got to be some level of accountability, okay? I want to talk to you about, I've got a lot of things to go through tonight, so I'm going to move kind of fast through them. I want you to think about who are your 5 best friends. And the reason I bring this up is I'm trying to save you from yourself in 2020. I don't want to be sitting here in 2021 and the same things we were talking about in 2020 are still there in 2021, all right? And your friends are going to play a role in that. And some people say, oh, Peter, no, my friends, they don't influence me. I'm telling you, they do, right? So I just want you to reflect for a moment about who are your 5 best friends. And I want to ask you, do your friends, do they lift you up and do they motivate you? All right? Your friends, do they lift you up and do they motivate you? All right? Or are they just drinking buddies? Honestly, there's more to a friendship than just having a cocktail with somebody. You got to have somebody where you're connected in some way, shape, or form, where you've got common beliefs and morals and goals. All right? If you're hanging around with a bunch of deadbeats with no ambition, and you're wondering why you feel like you're spinning your wheels and not going anywhere with your life, look, the first step is take a look at the people you're hanging out with and get the hell away from them. Make a change. Look, that takes courage. That takes courage to move on and try to make new friends. But I'm telling you, if you're sitting around and you got a bunch of deadbeat friends, you're going to die a death of 1,000 paper cuts, because having that support group around you to help you during tough times and tough moments, that's where friendships are developed. And that's when you need your friends. It goes far more than just having a drinking buddy on the weekend, period. And the other thing to think about is when you're in times of trouble, when you're down, when you're having that sad moment or going through some sort of a crisis in your family or in a relationship, are your friends there for you? It's important. If they're not friends. All right, and all I'm telling you is, you know what, set a higher level standard, a higher standard or level of standard of expectation with your friends. That this is my expectation of my friends. This is what I hope to give to you, and this is what I hope to receive back, right? I mean, just try to invest more in your friendships and have a better quality, a deeper friendship, all right? The last one is, and we all know people like this, where you've got some friends where just inherently their glass is half empty and they're tasking to be around. They suck the energy right out of you. And I don't care, friend, former boyfriend, former girlfriend, I don't matter. We've all had them. God, I was just through one, right? And the last 5 months of relationship was a complete shit show, right? Just complete, verbal abuse. You start questioning yourself. My God, you start wondering who you are. And until one day you wake up and you say, my gosh, I'm a hard worker. I'm a good guy. I'm kind. I'm humble. You got to do this emotional check. And if you don't do that, you can get caught up in this rut. And I'm telling you, because when I'm talking to people, men and women, I'm absolutely amazed. I suddenly realized that what I went through is not anything different than what they're going through right now. And I tell them, look, I can tell you how the story ends. Right? It's not your fault she can't find a job. It's not your fault that she's not making friends. It's not whatever it is, right? Everybody's got to own their own stuff. And I'm just telling you, be there supporting, be loving, but don't let your friends suck the life right out of you. It's not your responsibility. Want to talk about another thing. Financial independence. It's not gender specific, okay? It's not gender specific. And I say that because 90% of the people I talk to, I speak to 7 to 10 people a week, 90% of them are men, or are males. 10% are women. I want all of you ladies out there to know that, look, you have got every bit as much success. I am rooting for you just as much as I'm rooting for the guys, all right? And I want you, you know, you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm happy to spend time with you. You can ask me any questions. If you're looking to start a business, you're in a business, you want to level up, you've got questions with employees, how do I mentor people? Look, I don't care what it is you're into. If it's business related, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help walk you through it. And one thing you can always count on from me, I'm going to give you straight answers. All right? So anyway, I want you to understand, financial independence, it's not gender specific. The second part of it is, what's also not gender specific is failure. You better be able to get your head around. If you want to start a business in 2020, you better get your head around failure. And you guys have heard me say this all the time. If you haven't failed, you're not trying hard enough. It's a true statement. All right? So look, men, women, call me, text me. I'll help you. I'll spend time with you, and you can ask me questions. This year, I'm trying to do more and more podcasts. I've got a couple of podcasts coming up this week, but I love the opportunity to get a chance to speak in front of people about how to bootstrap a company and how to actually grow a business, mentor employees, and how to financially win and become successful. Boy, I could talk to you about over leveraging companies. I could spend an hour talking to you about that. But here nor there, bottom line, financial independence, it's not gender specific. The risk is equally as prevalent for men as it is for women, so just make sure you have the stomach for it. I'm here to help you. The other thing I want to talk about is people that are spiritually broken. And that's a conversation that I can't let go either. I mean, I talk to people all the time, and they're like a beat dog, men or women, okay? They're in what I call a spiritual funk. They feel like their life is spinning out of control. They've made some bad choices. They're a couple of paychecks away from being broke. You know, they've got complete apprehension. They've lost confidence. They don't believe in themselves. Look, they're in a bad place. I can get you through that, all right? I've been there. I've seen it. I've lived it. And I can get you to the other side. I promise I can get you to the promised land, but there's one thing I can't do. I can't bring God to you. You got to turn to God, all right? And I really mean this. God has never left you. God is standing at your side right now. He's just looking for you to turn to him. And some people say, oh, Peter, shut up. I'm telling you, I start my day every day. And I wasn't always like this, but I start my morning. I have a Bible by my bed. I'm on my knees, and I pray to God. I pray, I thank him for the unbelievable life he's blessed me with the unbelievable friends that he's brought into my life, for the opportunity he brings my way. And I ask him every day, God, put me in front of people and give me the right words to say that are going to provide hope and bring them closer to you. That's what I pray for every day, all right? And then I go on and I live my day. I want to talk about anger, right? Don't hold anger in on anyone. And I can honestly say there is not one person on this planet that I dislike. Okay, there may be some people on this planet that I don't agree with on a number of different things, but I do not dislike anyone, and I do not bear grudges against anyone. And I've had some people in my business life that have completely burned me for hundreds of thousands, hell, millions of dollars, and I don't have any grudge. I pray for them that they can find peace in their heart, right? Because money doesn't define me, and it's not going to define them either. I mean, those are character building moments, and without character, we're all lost, all right? Emotional baggage. Man, we all have it, okay? And here's the truth. We all have it, and the older we get, the heavier the baggage becomes, unless you let go of it, unless you let it go. So it gets back to us that, you know what, you've just got to sort through some of the things that are eating away at you. because it's an emotion, it's a feeling that's taking place between your ears. It's something that manifests itself within you. And it's just plain flat out not healthy. I would love nothing more than for some of the people that I've consulted, I would love nothing more than for 2020 to be a year where they turn to God, number one, and number two, they let go of all the emotional baggage that they've been trying to carry with them for the last 10, 15, 20 years. All right? Look, it's not anyone else's fault you are where you are. So own it. That's the first thing. Quit blaming other people for the situation that you're in. Right? As I said, if you want to make a change, it requires movement. So get going. Either get going or quit bitching about it, because people are tired of hearing about it. Right? I mean, I hate to be so callous about it, but I tell you what, I get so sick and tired of people bitching about their life and then they don't do anything about it. So that's one thing you can do. You call me, I'm going to give it to you straight. I'll tell you exactly where you're screwing up and what I would do to fix it if it were me. Okay? That's just my point. The last thing that I think is going to be very helpful for you is to create a vision board for yourself. All right? Create a vision board that just simply, you don't need to overthink it, but put some milestones out there. You know, how do you want to show up each day? I talk about this all the time. How do you want to show up? I talk to my kids about it all the time. How do you want to show up in your life? How do you want people to look at you and respect you and think about you? Right? What are your career goals? Set some career goals. What are they? Pencil them out so you can see it and look at something you can see every day. What are your family goals? What are your financial goals? Create a to-do list. You know, I create a to-do list every day, and I do that, and whatever I don't finish on today, I move forward to tomorrow, right? But getting organized in your whole thought process, being consistent in the way you start your day, and being consistent in the way that you end your day. It's critical, and I promise you, most people, I'd venture to say 95% of the people that are financially successful, and they feel, and when you look at them, you think, my gosh, they're pounding on all cylinders. They're doing everything I'm talking to you about. They may not verbally talk about it outright, but I'm telling you, they're organized. They've emotionally cleansed themselves. They're not carrying any baggage. They've set goals. They know what those goals look and feel like. They've got a relationship with God, and you know, they're on a path, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So, look, guys, in wrapping up the last piece in 2020, and I talk about this all the time. For those of you that are winning, and you're financially winning, you're emotionally winning, I want to encourage 2020 to be a time that you get out and get into the streets and really give people an arm up, give people a leg up on those that need it, those that have lost hope. And this is something I learned this year that's been very prevalent since I go into the hood of Miami once a week. And I had a good friend of mine come in this past week, and we went into the hood of Miami, and you know, I think it was a great experience for her, and getting a chance to see what that life looks and feels like. And it's easy to write checks. It's hard to give your time. So what I would encourage you to do this year, 2020, turn to God, number one. But number two, turn to people that are down on their luck, that need your help. There's no right or wrong way to do it, honestly. And just you know, give them a pat on the shoulder. Every now and then people need an attaboy. If you can spare a couple of dollars, it goes a long way. You don't need to lecture them, but just turn to them and say, hey, look, I'm pulling for you. And you would not believe the warmth that you'll feel coming back from those people. And it's my favorite time of the week to go out into the hood and get in with the people and just make them feel loved and feel special and feel wanted and not forgotten. So everyone, be blessed. Have a great week. Take care.